Hello, Stewart89. Well, Britney is free. It's in the news now that Britney's conservatorship was dissolved. It took about an hour for the judge to do it. No one on either side petitioned or anything. And now she's technically free. And of course, the fans are rejoicing, the lawyers are rejoicing. There is talk of pursuing Jamie Spears and some of the other people who were involved in the conservatorship for some of the things they did during the conservatorship. There's big talk of them getting jail time or getting charges. But one of the unfortunate truths of the conservatorship was everything they did, in theory, was done with the permission of the courts. So I guess the real issue is whether they actually followed through with those things ethically as they were supposed to, as opposed to, it's not like they just went and did it all themselves and they didn't have any legal sort of, it was all like authorised by the courts, but how they did it was sort of the issue, and the motivations and so forth, and whether they fabricated reasons for the conservatorship or circumstance, whether they were being honest with the court. That is where it's all going to get messy, that and the finances, because there's another court date on December 8th, which is a very interesting day, where they're going to be working out her finances, because she is free from the conservatorship. It's no longer exists, but there are still issues with her money, and there are accusations that Jamie stole $4 million from her and so forth. And I always found it a bit suspicious that she wanted to end the conservatorship with no evaluation. I'm like, I don't understand how you can be in a conservatorship for 13 years with no reason. There had to have been reason, and those issues have to be assessed and worked out if she's actually okay to just be totally on her own, or whether she does need help, mental health or anything like that. I have a hard time to believe that they fabricated everything. She's 100% fine, and there's going to be no need for anything further. Then she might need a conservatorship or something as heavy-handed as that. But I'm sure she must have some issues and still needs some help, and not really be totally free, really, to handle her finances and so forth. I have a hard time believing that was all Jamie Lynn. I think he took advantage of the situation and turned it to his advantage, but I don't think he created it, because he'd have to fabricate medical records and things like this, and we haven't heard any talk about that. So I think we'll just see all that side of things just handled very privately with Britney's involvement, as opposed to it being done to her like the conservatorship was. I think that's how the way it's going to go. But everyone at the moment is celebrating the fact that she's actually free of the conservatorship, and she's planning a wedding. She's planning a baby, I guess, because she was talking about that. And it's good. I'm kind of proud of the Free Britney fans. They were out on the street. They were, celebrating and outside the court and everything. And they really helped her. This really shows. It's just like it's not the first time fans have saved something that they loved. The original Star Trek was saved by fans. 2 years in a row, they kept the show on the air, and have had a few fan-led sort of things like that. But this is probably the most important one, because it involved somebody's quality of life and somebody's freedom, as opposed to just, whether a show was made or cancelled or so forth, or whether a star was fired or hired or something like that. So it's nice. Like I said, I'm kind of proud of them. I was just peripherally involved. I was just one of the people, tweeting, Free Britney, and doing videos talking about it. But those people really got in there and got some attention to this, because they were sliding through, and Britney didn't really have a voice, and I think she'd kind of given up. It seemed like she had become depressed and given up, and just felt like she was trapped, and she didn't seem to be fighting it. But she has taken it down, and it's good. I just hope that if there are any issues, that people don't overlook those in the sort of joy to sort of free Britney, because if she does have some issues that still need management, then they need to make sure that is done, and she manages that properly. But I'm going to assume she's going to. I'm going to assume it's all going to be fine, and that we can just look forward to. No one's sure if she's going to go back to performing. She does love performing, but she was kind of being forced to, where she wanted to stop and couldn't, and wanted to stop and couldn't, and then she eventually quit. And that was where the problems were, and where the problems started. Because their meal ticket wasn't actually performing, and the meal ticket had been performing for years and years and years and years, partly because she does love it. So hopefully she'll return to the stage. There is talk of that, but it won't be for a while, and it will be under very different management and very different circumstances, and creatively probably very different as well. But hopefully we'll see something interesting and good come out of this, not just her being able to just, chill out, by the pool. Hopefully she'll actually be able to continue to have a creative and productive and successful career. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of Freed Britney. She did thank her fans, and she basically said she's gonna be crying all day and so forth, and she's just happy, and she's just can now plan her future herself. So that's great. Bye.